The UK will deploy Royal Air Force fighter jets and an air-to-air tanker to Poland as part of a NATO mission. According to Associated Press, it comes as multiple Russian drones crossed into Poland on Wednesday in what European officials described as a provocation, causing NATO to send fighter jets to shoot them down. UK Secretary of State for Defence, John Healey, said Russia's actions were reckless and dangerous. What this demonstrates is that the UK will play a full part in deterring Russian aggression and, if necessary, defend NATO airspace, and it will be a message to Moscow that you've tested NATO, he said at the RAF Prize Norton on Monday. Russia said Poland wasn't targeted, and Moscow's ally Belarus said the drones went astray because they were jammed. But European leaders have expressed certainty that the incursion was deliberate, underlining long-held concerns about the expansion of Russia's more than three-year war in Ukraine. Polish airspace has been violated several times since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, but there has been nothing on the scale of Wednesday's violations in Poland or in any other NATO country. Romania said on Saturday it deployed two F-16 jets to intercept a drone that briefly entered its airspace. The country's defense ministry said the drone did not fly over inhabited areas and did not represent an imminent danger to the public.
I'm confirming that within days, British fighter jets and an air-to-air tanker behind us will be part of NATO's new airspace mission to defend the eastern flank against the Russian incursions, the Russian actions which have been so reckless and dangerous and unprecedented in recent days. They'll be part of a NATO air mission alongside the Germans, the Danes, the French, and it reinforces NATO's eastern flank in the face of Putin's actions. And the message to Moscow is clear. Putin tested NATO, NATO responded with unity, and the UK will play our full part. When we are threatened, we respond together. What this demonstrates is that the UK will play a full part in deterring Russian aggression and, if necessary, defend NATO airspace. And it will be a message to Moscow that you've tested NATO, NATO's responded in full, and we will play our fullest part in the UK. And when Moscow tests us in this way, it redoubles our determination to stand together in NATO, and it redoubles our determination to stand by Ukraine in the face of their Russian aggression. Escalation in Ukraine, incursions into NATO, Romania and Poland, and this Eastern Century response by NATO is for NATO nations together, saying you threaten NATO, we respond as one. The Voyager behind us, our jets will fly from RAF Coningsbury, and between the two bases there'll be 400 UK personnel supporting this new UK contribution to NATO's new air mission on the eastern flank.
Operation Eastern Sentinel has been launched in Poland as a response by NATO countries to the arrival of Russian attack drones in the country. This was reported by the media RM. We thank our allies for their solidarity with Poland and the decision to send forces, Czech Mi-171S helicopters, Danish F-16s and an air defense frigate, French Rafale, German Eurofighter, as well as the support of the United Kingdom and other NATO countries. This is a concrete response that demonstrates that the unity of the alliance translates into real protection of our borders, the Polish Armed Forces Operational Command said in a statement. F-24 with reference to the Polish military. The General Staff of the Polish Armed Forces showed a video of the landing of the French A-400 transport aircraft, which delivered weapons for Rafale fighters already in Poland. Within the framework of the Eastern Sentinel mission, Denmark will provide 2 F-16 fighters and an air defense frigate, France will provide 3 Rafale fighters, and Germany will provide 4 Eurofighter jets. The United Kingdom has also expressed its readiness to provide support. These and other forces will strengthen the presence on the eastern flank of the alliance. They added that the Eastern Sentinel is not just a new initiative, it is a clear signal that NATO's borders are inviolable and the security of citizens remains a priority. Recall, Poland closed all border crossings with Belarus as the joint Russia-Belarus military exercises Zapad 2025 begin at NATO's doorstep. Moscow and Minsk claim the drills simulate repelling an attack against Russia and Belarus. But Zapad 2021 masked Russia's preparations for its invasion of Ukraine. Poland has shut down its border with Belarus as the Zapad 2025 military drills begin between Russia and Belarus. All traffic across the border has been suspended in both directions, including cars and cargo trains. During a midnight press conference in Tiraspol close to the border with Belarus, Polish Interior Minister Marcin Kierwiński said Zapad 2025 maneuvers, during which aggressive war scenarios against our country are being practiced. Russia has been behaving aggressively towards Poland in recent days, and for many years has been behaving aggressively towards the entire civilized world. To ensure the safety of our citizens, we are forced to make these decisions.
Russia has long believed that hybrid attacks remain its exclusive weapon of pressure and that Europe would not dare to respond. But as the New York Times has discovered, governments in several EU countries have begun to take covert action against Russian provocations. This is the first sign that the Kremlin is losing its monopoly on sabotage. The New York Times, citing its own sources, reports that several European countries that are most often subjected to Russian attacks are already conducting covert operations in response. The details are not disclosed, but Swedish Defense Minister Pål Jonson confirmed that this is not only about strengthening defense, but also about actions that complicate Russia's work. Jonson emphasized Russia operates in the gray zone between the Cold Peace and the Cold War. Now, this zone is no longer one-sided. Europe, albeit cautiously, is ready to use mirror methods. Previously, Moscow was confident that its status as a nuclear power protected it from retaliatory steps. Now, even the possibility of using NATO's Article 5 in the event of hybrid attacks is being discussed. The alliance's Secretary-General Mark Rutte said, "The reaction will be devastating. When it comes to hybrid threats, we are not naive. Steps from confiscating Russian assets to increasing support for Ukraine are being discussed. Drone incursions into Poland have forced the closure of airports in Warsaw, Rzeszów and Lublin. Another case of EU airspace violation has been recorded in Romania. European diplomats also link the attacks to an attempt to hack the GPS system of the plane of the head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. Russia's NATO neighbors are rapidly losing patience, and it is dangerous to underestimate them. These are countries that not only have discipline and selectivity in their actions, but also have the resources, knowledge and technology to carry out sabotage attacks on its infrastructure and economy, even in the deep rear. Today, Moscow has a colossal border with the alliance: Finland, the Baltics, Ukraine. And if the West really decides to use its full potential, Russia will face problems, the scale of which the Kremlin prefers not to even voice.